what more can we complain about? We've not conceded. You know, we're in the semi-final against Denmark and we beat Germany. Like, we're doing really well, but I think it's taken a little while for us to realise how well we're doing.
This is Eurosocial with myself, Adeola Dupro, broadcaster Craig Mitch, and former England international Lianne Sanderson. Hey, look, let's get straight into it. England are through to the semi-finals of Euro 2020. I don't even know what to make of this anymore. Craig, you've been saying they're going to do it. You've been talking coming home for a long time. I didn't have the faith that you had. It's coming home, Craig.
It's most definitely coming home. I think the energies are aligning. You know, the way I don't want to say we had an easy route. I don't think it was as easy as the route we had in the World Cup, because we had to overcome Germany in the round of 16 to get to this point here, and it was a really accomplished performance against Germany. So now I just feel like the semi-final being at Wembley, the final being at Wembley, the fact that we haven't even conceded a goal in 5 games in this tournament.
What is going on?
Like, we're strong at the back, we're strong up top. The middle are doing what they need to do. That was my concern, the middle of the park, but they're doing what they need to do. Rice and Phillips, they're getting the job done, putting in strong performances. We got Luke Shaw just being incredible. Leanne, I know you've been on Game Day Countdown with me and Jamie talking about Luke Shaw, singing his praises this season. And I think the rest of the country can see what, you know, Luke Shaw's turnaround firsthand now. So yeah, I truly believe it's coming on. I know Italy looked good and Spain looked decent as well, but I just think we just got too much belief now. The team spirit is well and truly there.
I mean, this England team, for me, I tweeted Leanne during the game. I said, it's perfect. Like, the balance is perfect. We're complete. We're complete. Age is good. We've got a bit of experience as well. Harry Kane now has got his boots on again. This team right now is complete for me.
Absolutely. But do you remember when I was on the show with you and Jamie, and I was saying that I thought we were going to win that game, and you lot wanted to go for a draw to play against a team? But I believe, I don't know, against Germany, I felt really different. Like, I actually felt like we were going to win. I don't know what it was. And I'm very usually pessimistic because I feel like I get too carried away. Like, I care too much that you start feeling all emotional when you don't win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we won, it's like what Craig said, you know, there's a feeling around the team that you can feel. And it's right. I mean, we can all sit here and say which starting 11 should play, who shouldn't be playing. I've got to hold my hands up and say Gareth's got it spot on.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as much as I love Jack Grealish, like, every team selection, he's not conceded. And I think it's so funny that, like, against Ukraine, it was finally, we scored 4 goals, what everyone expected us to do throughout the whole tournament. But what more can we complain about? We've not conceded. You know, we're in the semi-final against Denmark and we beat Germany. Like, we're doing really well, but I think it's taken a little while for us to realise how well we're doing, because we're always critiquing them. This player, Saka should be playing, Grealish should be playing, Mount shouldn't be playing. It's like, you know what I mean? Whereas I've got to think to myself, actually, Gareth Southgate tactically has got his spot on.
You know what, Craig? It's the hope that kills you, though, isn't it? We're so close now. It's the hope that kills you. We've got to get past Denmark. We've got to, look, I get that this Denmark team have been galvanised by what happened with Christian Eriksen. We've almost got to put that to the side for 1 second. We've just got to put Denmark to the sword like we did Ukraine. The fact is, 100%. There aren't that many players in that Denmark team, if not any, that can get into our starting 11. We've got to look at it like that. This Denmark team has to be put to the sword at Wembley, 60,000. It's a done deal for me. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I think one thing we can't do is get complacent and start thinking, you know, we've got the players, so the job's going to get done, or we know we're like, it's the job's already in. Everyone still needs to be on it. They need to treat it like this is Germany level of game. Like, it doesn't matter who the opposition is. I think we need to be ruthless now. And it's like what you said, it's the hope that kills you. Listen, as a Spurs fan, I know all about hope killing me. I've died many a times over and resurrected and then come back and supported them. So I'm being an England fan that's just gone hand in hand over the years. But I think this time it just feels different, man. We've got so many winners in our team as well. Yeah. Now, when you look at it, you know, it's crazy to think that Harry Kane, who's now finally picked up form, is one of the only players in there that hasn't really got silverware, to be honest. And he's just so deadly. And you look at the rest of the team and it's just littered with silverware. Raheem Sterling, they're all over the park. People, Mount's literally just won the Champions League. I just feel like all that experience of winning, getting over the line for a lot of these players all over the pitch now is just going to come into one.
I think as well, though, I think it's really cool to see the players enjoying themselves. You know, I played in 2 World Cups and I've been away at tournaments, and it's quite a long, like, I've been at World Cups for 2 months, with your teammates. You're literally in each other's pockets. And I think sometimes people forget, like you see the players, they're playing around in the swimming pool, having fun. And I think for me, I played my best football when I was enjoying it. And I think, there's going to be players that are going to be disappointed they haven't played as much as they would have liked. But at the same time, you can see whoever comes in, whether it be Sancho, Saka, Grealish, you can see they want to play. There's no one like stropping around the pitch. There's no one sulking. It's like, it looks like a real together team. And I know they can portray whatever they want to the media, but I feel it from them. I genuinely feel it. Like when we scored, everybody was celebrating. Mings, Bellingham was there. Everybody was there. And it reminds me of in 2015 when we won the bronze medal. It was a real team thing. And I think the players finally realised that, because I think times at England, we've had so many good players, haven't we, over the years? Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard, you name it. But we never really performed. We completely under-delivered. And I think now, set up for us, isn't it? As Craig said, 60,000 at Wembley, it'll be really, really disappointed if we don't go on to win this.
I'm old enough to remember the golden generation. I'm sure that we all know about the golden generation. And you're just reading off a couple of names there, Lianne. In terms of 11, the golden generation is the golden generation, right? Because it was ridiculously stacked. But when you looked on the bench for that golden generation, it kind of dropped off a little bit, we have to admit. You look at the bench now for this England squad, look at the 5 that came on against Ukraine, you're thinking, geez, there's no drop-off here. Jude Bellingham and Henderson came on for Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips. Where's the drop-off? Do you know what I mean? Rashford came on for Sterling. Where's the drop-off? The depth now for this squad is as good as it's getting. And then even think of the people that are not at the tournament. Madison's not here. Harvey Barnes ain't here. Trent ain't here. We're stacked now. Yeah. This is a squad. You were part of the 2018 World Cup with them, Craig. Yes. What was it like then? Could you sense that everyone was getting on? There weren't no clicky kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I saw the team spirit being instilled by Gareth Southgate himself 3 years ago. So I'm not really surprised. I think one of the key things on his agenda, even when I was within the setup, when he used to hold the meetings, was dropping those club loyalties. That's the thing that kind of has been holding people back all these years. And it's something that wasn't really spoken about. It was just this unspoken thing where, you get into camp and you just hang around the people from your club. Because it's like, I'm used to being around them.
Like if I played with someone, sometimes I'll be sharing a car with someone and we've just lost to them or beat them. And then you go away with injury. And it is quite difficult to put aside because you meet up on like the Sunday and you might have played them on the Sunday.
Lianne, I always feel like he knows 10 of the 11. If we go 4-3-3, I think it's going to be 10 of the 11. The only position which I think is up for grabs in this England squad now is right at the front three, right? We've seen Sancho play there. We've seen Foden play there. We've seen Saka play there as well. He doesn't like to change a winning team, but that place is up for grabs. If it is a 4-3-3 against Denmark, who do you think comes in?
I think that if Saka, pending that he's not injured, I think Saka will play. I think Sancho, we all know how good he is. I don't think it made a difference that he played well the other day. I just think we all know how good he is, don't we? And it's a matter of who wants to go with who. But I think that coming into the tournament, I definitely think that Phil Foden was that player that Gareth Southgate would have put in. Similar to Sterling, he put him in there. And for whatever reason, it seems to me that he's one of the only players that's actually been dropped. I don't get the feeling that he's being rotated. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But
wait, what's that? Delve into that a bit more. Why?
Because I think that he was a player that Southgate wanted to play and he hasn't played since. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He played in the first 2 games. Hasn't he? I mean, we could say about Grealish. He didn't come on against Ukraine when he got 2 assists and changed the game, when he came on. So, but I just get that feeling that maybe, Southgate's maybe seen something where he is young. Foden's a young player. I know they're all young, but he's done a lot this year. And I do think that, when we get later on into the tournament, they're going to have to, Gareth Southgate's going to have to start making decisions even more in game, because we don't know how the game's going to go Wednesday. We're all sitting here thinking, hopefully we're going to win. I don't think we're arrogant. I think we just are expected to beat Denmark. But then again, it's not going to be easy.
All right, let's quickly talk. I want to quickly touch on the other semi-final, and that's Italy versus Spain. Italy, I almost feel like Italy are people's favourites. I mean, I know we as English are going to say the English, but Italy, obviously, they're ridiculously long unbeaten run. They've got the experience at the back, the likes of Chiellini and Bonucci as well. Locatelli could come in. Chiesa up front, Immobile's. They've got a depth. They've got depth. They've got experience. How do you think that one plays out, Craig, between Italy and Spain?
It's going to be an interesting one. I do feel like Spain have got better throughout the tournament. I don't think they've hit the heights that Italy have hit, of course. The only thing I think that gives Italy the slight edge, because you look at it on paper and you go, well, it's not too different between them on paper. They've both got fantastic players, but I just feel like Italy look more like a team. Spain, I think they're still figuring it out. I still think they're in the rebuilding process. They've lost a lot of the greats that were playing for them. Do you know what I mean? The Xavis, the Iniestas over the years. these players have kind of filtered out now, and they're relying on new blood like Torres, and they got Koke in there, and all of these players. So there still is balance in Spain's team, but and experience. But I just think Italy, for me, man, that team spirit, the way they're playing at the moment, there's a real belief, and I think that carries you through in knockout tournaments.
I also like as well what Mancini's doing, how he wants to play every single player in the tournament. You know, I think even, you know, obviously took off Donnarumma, put the other goalkeeper in. And I think it's so important because sometimes you see players go into management and they don't take their experiences, good or bad, with them. They almost seem to like remove themselves. Whereas I think it makes a difference that he didn't play, you know, in the World Cup when he wanted to, and he knows how much that means. And I think he's got it spot on as well. I mean, he did well at Man City, but you look at this Italian team, and I don't think any of us would have backed them to win the tournament before the tournament. I think no one even remembered they went 30 games unbeaten. No one really even said anything about Italy. It was always France, France. And now that they're there, it's almost like now it's not like people weren't respecting because they didn't qualify for the last tournament, like all those things. And having played in Italy myself and seen their passion, and these guys train hard, like, and that's the misconception. Because Serie A, like everyone says, like slow, you know, the players must be chilling when they're out there. Like, no, absolutely not. And that's why Bonucci and Chiellini celebrate like they've scored every single time they tackle. You know, they're hitting each other. You know, it's amazing to see. Like Maldini and Cannavaro almost, you know, all over again, but with a little bit more warrior type, soldierish traits. You know, it's fantastic, isn't it? You see them sing national anthem. You know, they look like they're just ready. They make me want to play.
If you're the England team, and look, I'm not looking past Denmark, I promise I'm not. Who would you rather want to play in the final, Italy or Spain?
Honestly, I think at this point in the tournament, you'd rather take Spain. And I know Spain, they're a very tricky team. And normally, you know, if Italy wasn't playing the way they were throughout the tournament, I'd say Italy. But like I said, there's just that team spirit. Some things you just can't account for. If everyone's gelling, everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet and the orchestra's flowing, it's really hard to stop it. It really is, because that belief is there amongst all of them that will carry them through in terms of, you know, turmoil and stuff like that.
All right, predictions, go on, let's go. Italy, Spain, scoreline, what are we thinking? I'm
gonna go 3-1 Italy.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Italy. I think they're gonna shade it.
Yeah, same here. I'm going 2-1 Italy as well. All right, big one, Denmark, England. What are we saying? Is it a Ukraine job or is it a nervy 1-0? Are we talking penalties? What are we talking?
I think we're going to win 2-0. I can see it being about 2-0. I can't see it being like Ukraine, but I have a good feeling. I don't think it's going to go to penalties. I hope not. I don't think I can take it.
It's not going to be that smooth to go through this time, I think. We're going to get over the semi-final hoodoo, but I think it's going to be 2-1. I do think Denmark are just going to give us a little something to think about.
Guys, I'm super excited. Wednesday can't come quick enough. England versus Denmark, Italy versus Spain. It has to come home. Surely it does. Craig Mitch, broadcaster, thank you very much. Lianne Sanderson, former England international, thank you. Thanks, myself, Adi Oladipo. It's been the Euros Social. Make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment, spread the word about the channel as well. Guys, really thank you. England, surely it's coming home. Please, please.